From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. As we reported last night on News Center Final, Fairbanks police are still actively searching for a vehicle involved in a hit and run that left a young girl severely injured. According to police, they are specifically looking for a white-colored sedan that could have passed a green SUV approaching Cowell Street at the time of the accident. We have more now in this report. Last evening at approximately 6:30 p.m., Fairbanks Police Department responded to a report of a hit and run involving a child. Sources close to the news center have identified the girl as 7-year-old Denali Elementary student Sierra Carson.
Girl Sierra, I saw her body hitting the road. It happened right over there. And I looked up and just saw it was a silver vehicle is all I saw, and they didn't slow down at all. Like, I looked up and she was just sliding and the vehicle was already passed.
She was just north of the intersection. She was transported to the hospital with severe injuries, including head trauma as well as possible internal injuries.
Police have narrowed down a vehicle description.
Currently, the witness statements were consistent in that it was a smaller SUV, possibly truck, but most likely an SUV style of vehicle. Colors range anywhere from a green to a silver, anywhere in between, possibly maroon.
Officials also asked those who have any information to come forward as they are exploring all leads.
Give us that information, let us look into it, let us check it out, and discount it rather than not have it. We're looking for anything and everything at this point.
Denali Elementary is also helping the students and staff to cope with the accident and have high hopes that Carson will have a full recovery.
You know, when I got the call, I had a call from a staff member who said, I just heard this news. I think it might be in our neighborhood. You know, your first thing is, who, how, you know, you take it to heart. The staff all just gets, you know, a heightened awareness, a heightened sense of being able to reach out to students, you know, and then to be aware if a student comes in the morning and they said, you know, did you know? Then we can say yes, and we can begin to help them deal with what it is.
Fairbanks Police Department detectives specifically asked the news center not to identify a make or model of the vehicle. They are not certain and stick to the small SUV as the most accurate description.
Public buildings and infrastructure in Old Town Galena will no longer qualify for federal aid because of their close proximity to the Yukon River and the increased risk of future flood damage. Officials with the Federal Emergency Management Agency say the decision ensures that FEMA funds will grow Galena grow stronger and safer for the future. Despite the withdrawal of aid for public infrastructure in Old Town, households still qualify for federal assistance. A public information officer with FEMA says there may be funding if the public infrastructure is moved to safer ground.
The old generator. There's an old generator there in Old Town. And the Loudon Tribal Council Community Hall was destroyed, and those are viable projects. But they would even be more attractive elsewhere because, again, of the possibility of another flood and repetitive loss.
After serving nearly 14,000 meals since beginning operations in Galena, the Salvation Army transferred meal preparation to Anchorage for the winter. Residents in Galena without prepared by the Salvation Army's Central Kitchen and shipped by air. More than 500 frozen meals arrived in Galena yesterday, the first day of the new meal service. FEMA says meal preparation and deliveries will continue through the winter as long as residents need support. On any given day, residents will be able to choose from a variety of hearty meals such as meatloaf, pork roast, or chili with cornbread.
John Eberhardt and Vivian Stiver faced off once again at the Downtown Association's mayoral debate yesterday evening. The debate was held in Golden Heart Plaza during the last downtown market of the summer season. Candidates took questions from the audience, including questions about the long vacant Polaris building. Other topics included parking downtown and the Community Service Patrol. The news center will have the interviews with the candidates later this week.
A Fairbanks man is charged with second-degree assault after allegedly choking his wife back in August. 26-year-old William Godley was arraigned in front of Judge Bethany Harbison in Fairbanks Superior Court today. According to the criminal complaint, Godley allegedly grabbed his wife by the face, choked her, and took her cell phone when she tried to call police. He is charged with 2 additional counts of assault and 2 counts of interfering with reporting a domestic violence incident. Trial is scheduled to begin in November.
All right, Daryl. I hate to say this, but when we come back, should I say it?
Yeah.
Snow is in the forecast, and DOT is preparing for it.
Okay, and United Way is fundraising and has a unique goal this year. Those stories are next. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Fbx Evening News. With snow officially in the forecast, employees at the Alaska Department of Transportation have begun the task of preparing for winter. This process involves the changing of equipment from their summer and fall gear to the gear used in the winter. DOT uses versatile equipment so each vehicle can be utilized for all the seasonal weather seen here in interior Alaska. Drivers are urged to use caution when driving next to or behind the DOT vehicles and also to stay away the proper distance away from the equipment.
The advantage we have of being able to do these swap overs and stuff, instead of buying multiple pieces of equipment that's just for sanding and it sits there year round, and except for the winter and it sits all summer, we can utilize one piece of equipment and the versatility of it to switch it from season to season to activity to activity. And when you see our equipment out there, stay away from that even more. We recommend at least the 50 feet behind all of our equipment.
DOT officials also remind the public that for any road condition questions or just to stay updated, they can phone 511. The line is updated daily.
If you have a fundraiser and you're looking for a unique way to generate donations, why not take a couple of guys who are comedians and well-known throughout the community to add excitement to your campaign? Glenner Anderson and Jerry Evans are this year's co-chairs for the United Way campaign. Anderson and Evans will take their experience with broadcasting and media to bring a fresh new approach to the task of raising more than $1,452,907 for this year's goal. The number represents a local 452 prefix, while the 907 is the state's area code. Anderson says the job as co-chairs is something they both are excited about.
Yeah, we were a little hesitant, but knowing that we had worked with so many of these these organizations over the years, it only made sense. So I talked to Jerry. I said, "Hey, I'm up for it if you're up for it." I said, "This is one of those things we got to do together," and that's, I think, what did it. When they said, "Hey, why don't you guys both be co-chairs?" Beautiful. We're in.
With school classes again in full swing, homework can be a major source of stress for lots of children and parents. But it doesn't have to be an emotional burden each night. News Center 11's Monty Bowen and Dr. Frank McGeorge has some advice to help your family overcome the homework stress.
8-year-old Corbin Burkhart started 4th grade, and he found that it's keeping him very busy.
As I'm getting older, I start to have a lot more homework, so it just gets harder and harder.
His mom, Christy, has a plan, and she is very organized.
After school, it's a snack. We do homework right away, and then we're off to sports.
Child psychologist Kate Eshelman says the Burkharts are doing well.
Establish the routine right away and make sure that the kids know what the expectation is. Just like with homework, with everything else, the kids need to do what they have to do before they get to do what they want to do.
Give your kids a chance to unwind after school, a half hour to get a snack and relax, but then start the homework right away. Finally, it's important to be supportive of your kids' homework needs, but they should be encouraged to take personal responsibility for daily assignments, mom and dad helping when necessary.
About getting a certain grade on a project or getting it done by a certain time, talking through that, looking at the steps to completing that, and putting out a plan in place.
Monty Bowen, News Center 11.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building. Call 456-7768.
Well, I'm a poor replacement for Joe Cook when it comes to sports. I used to do sports a long time ago. Let's try to do a Joe as we do a sports tease into the break. Okay, so yeah, lots of UAF sports in tonight's forecast. We start our Nano Corner series, and one of the cross-country runners made history recently.
Also, we have some high school sports results from the pool and a lot more coming up next in sports.
It's better.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the Sports Scene for you this evening. Hope you're having a good day, and to make it a little better, we're going to talk some sports. The Nanook Rifle Team season doesn't officially start until they host Ole Miss and NC State on October 11th. So how do they stack up? The Nanooks were ranked 3rd in the Collegiate Rifle Coaches Association preseason poll as they get ready for the first season in the newly formed Patriot Rifle Conference. West Virginia, the defending champs, were number 1, followed by Kentucky. Top shooters return for the Nooks, including 4 All-Americans led by junior Ryan Anderson. Anderson was first-team All-American in small bore and second-team in air rifle. UAF will have 5 sophomores and 3 freshmen, led by talented freshman Dan Geer. Geer won 4 National Rifle Association regional titles and was a silver medalist in the Junior Olympics. You can see the Nanooks in action against the alumni on September 28th to open their rifle season. And the Nanook Harriers were identical at the Big Wave Invitational in Hawaii over the weekend. The men's and women's teams both placed 3rd, and they had grouping in their top runners finishing in 9th place. Freshman Dorothy O'Donnell led the Nanook women with a 20:11.4 time. Her teammates Allison McFeeters, Kaylee Stryker, Hannah Stevens, and Nicole Babb took spots 16 through 19. On the men's side, freshman Mitch Burgess was 9th in 16 minutes, 42.4 seconds. Burgess was named the GNAC Red Lion Co-Runner of the Week, the first accolade in program history for the Nanooks. There was better bunching with Nanooks coming in 11th, 15th, 17th, 23rd, 24th, and 27th place. BYU Hawaii won the men's title, and Hawaii Pacific won the girls' crown. Tonight, we start Nanook Corner. KTVS Sports talks to players, coaches, and staff up on the Hill to give you an inside look at the UAF athletic programs. For our first Nanook Corner, we start with the team who got its first win of the season. The Alaska Nanooks stopped a 0-10 start with a 3-0 sweep of Notre Dame Dana-Murray this past weekend. They cut down on the miscues. The Nooks averaged 19 errors the first 10 games, but on Saturday's win, just 7. What happened?
One of the things that really helped us was in big timing, big crunch times, we were able to put the ball away. We were able to find a couple aces. In the past, I think we've gotten to point 20, and we haven't had the trust on our team and really the energy to fight on to 25. Game's not over until you win it. And so that's something we talked about in terms of trusting each other that I can get the next point, trusting each other that our serve's going to be in, trusting each other that I'm going to be behind you as a defensive player so you can hit as hard as you can.
One of those defensive players, Kylie Dickerson, reflects on the second set against the Argonauts where the team's newfound trust took hold.
We were down by 8 points, and the fact that we came back and won showed that we didn't care what the score was. We didn't care who was hitting out, who was not getting that dig. It was about the trust, and everyone just kept going after it, and that's why we won.
The hitters posted some great numbers, 3 hitting over 400, including Sam Hartoon's season-high 19 kills, due in part to that newly found trust and freshman setter Caitlin Camp's progression. She had 30 assists.
Well, I want to give the best opportunity to all my hitters, and I think that's really what helps me. I just want to help them so much, and they hit a 400 this weekend, and that's really great, so I'm excited for them.
The Nanooks start their GNAT schedule at home against Montana State Billings this Thursday. The Yellow Jackets are 2-6 overall and come in on a 2-game skid. The game starts at 7 p.m. in the Patty Center.
Nanook Corner, brought to you by Sports Medicine Fairbanks.
And switching to high school sports, and 2 all-school swim meets are now in the books. Over the weekend, West Valley had a good swim for both girls and boys squads. Kendall Nicholson won the 100-yard breaststroke and in 1:20 seconds and was second in the 200-yard freestyle. Nicholson and Zoe Thornson helped the 200-yard medley relay team win as well. Martha Hood led the North Pole girls, winning the 50-yard free and 100-yard butterfly. Richard Chin won the 100 and 200-yard free for the Wolfpack. Tommy O'Donohue, who was ranked number 1 in the 100-yard breaststroke, did well in distance. He won the 500-yard freestyle and the 400-yard free relay. This weekend, interior teams will travel to Bartlett for the Bartlett-Chugiak Invite. Some high school Harriers put in some strong performances at Delta Junction Invitational on Saturday. The Lathrop Malamutes won the girls and boys titles. Malamute senior Brooke Lazzotti won the 5K in 19 minutes and 29 seconds. Lathrop took spots 1, 2, 4, and 5 to win it with 18 points. West Valley was second, followed by Delta. For the boys, West Valley's Max Donaldson ran a personal best 16:20 in the 5K to win the race. It was his first win of the year. Sam King of Lathrop was second. Lathrop won spots 2, 4, and 5. This was a good build-up to the end of the regular season, which ends Friday in Shulsha with Allison High School hosting. Regionals are September 28th at the North Star Golf Club. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. The clouds are on the increase, and we're looking at the possible snow. In fact, it was snowing this afternoon at Delta Junction. Some light snow reported there, so it's not too far away. We'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Our photograph for tonight, a beautiful one. This one's sent in by Amanda Johnson in the Creamers Field Trail, back behind the Creamers Field area. Gorgeous colors again. Won't be that way in a couple days though, but again, thanks Amanda for that picture. And if you have a photograph you want to share with us, by all means send it to me at Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. What's going on at the airport right now? 43 degrees, cloudy skies, 45 for the high today, kind of chilly. 71 in 1995, 15 in 1909. And the sunrise at 7:24 this morning. The sun sets exactly at 8 o'clock this evening, giving us 12 hours, 42 minutes of daylight, a loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. Here's our latest radar zooming in on the Fairbanks area. There's the snow that was falling around the Delta Junction earlier. Now it's kind of just moved off, but you can see the circulation around that system. In fact, it shows up even better on the long-range outlook. See all the big curvature going around this area of low pressure here? That's going to slowly move up into our area and to give us a possibility of snow shower activity starting later on tonight and for the rest of the week, it looks like. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, it looks like rain falling around the Anchorage Bowl with partly cloudy to cloudy skies elsewhere over southeast Alaska. Also, sunshine around the Bethel area and into the southwest part of the interior. Cloudy skies at Barrel, only 30 degrees there, and Fort Yukon, 34 degrees. Lower 48 weather, again, nice weather for the folks in Denver. They needed to start to recover from those horrible floods. Lots of rain falling across the Pacific Northwest. More thunderstorms over the Gulf Coast states around New Orleans, over the Florida Peninsula. Lots of sunshine over the Northeast. On our satellite radar, you can see a little activity moving across the Florida Peninsula. Lots of rain moving across Texas. Looks like more flooding problems for them, unfortunately. And there's the rain moving across the Pacific Northwest. Now, the overall jet stream is going to be doing some weird things. It's going to be going up and then taking a big dive down to the south and then back up again. That will help to promote a lot of thunderstorm activity across the Central Plains. More rain over the Pacific Northwest. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. In the northern sections, looks like occasional snow for Barrow, clearing skies in Nome, and a chance of rain or snow at Fort Yukon. In the interior, we're looking at mixed rain and snow across the region, while over southeast Alaska, it looks like, for the most part, showers region-wide, possible thunderstorms in the Ketchikan area tomorrow afternoon. And over the southwest part of the state, partly cloudy skies at Cold Bay and Bethel, mostly sunny skies for Kodiak Island. And over the south central regions, light rain for Anchorage and Homer, and also rain expected in Valdez. Well, once again, time for our kids' weather. And all this week, we're talking with the kids from Hunter Elementary School. Here's a young lady with a picture of the Four Seasons.
Hi, my name is Brianna, and I'm in Miss Kirchmeyer's class in 5th grade, and this is my weather picture. Summer, fall, winter, and spring.
Okay. Now, I want you to hold it. The young lady will be here with a question for me. All right, here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Looking at 31 degrees, cloudy skies, a little light snow at times, no accumulation expected. Tomorrow's forecast, some snow showers in the morning, then cloudy skies mainly throughout the day, a few snow shower possible, 40 degrees, and the extended forecast, not much change. Again, you can see here, we're looking at snow shower activity over the weekend into the first part of next week. Overnight lows will also drop down below the 30-degree mark, down to 27 degrees, with daytime highs struggling to get above 40 degrees. Again, no accumulation expected, but just enough to let us know that it's not too far away.
Wow, okay. Yeah. So it's not going to stick?
Not right now, no.
Any chance it's going to affect the roads? That's most important as we gradually learn how to redrive.
The roads are still warm enough. They're radiating enough heat, so if there's any snow, it'll melt. But this weekend, it could get a little dicey, possibly.
Yeah, especially near bridges and
definitely.
Places. So,
but some positive news, guys. Tomorrow at 11 a.m.,
right,
the PFD will be announced.
Oh, yeah.
So that should make these snowy blues seem a little bit better for
Exactly.
Possibly.
All the benefits start.
All the money. Get money,
it's
be happy.
Snow and money.
All right, thanks, guys. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
NBC Nightly News is coming up next with Brian Williams.
Be sure to join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
Okay, brace for it tonight, guys, and we'll see later on tonight how much it does snow. From all of us here at the News Center, we hope you have a great night.
Good night.